everyone. Thank you for listening to us today. As investors, you know that choosing the right market is crucial to your success. Today, we want to present to you a country that stands out not just for its size, but for its immense potential, Brazil. Brazil is the largest economy in Latin America and offers a unique combination of rich natural resources, a diverse and resilient economy, and a strategic position in the global market. Me, Hajar Hunaini, and my group members Shirat Pak, Rehdat, Abdul Samad Razin, and Farzin Ashraf, our goal today is to show you why Brazil is not just an option, but a compelling choice for your next investment. Everyone, today we're going to discuss why Brazil should be your top choice for foreign direct investment. Brazil is the largest economy in Latin America, is not only rich in natural resources, but also offered a diversified economy and a favorable environment for investors. So let's explore some key reasons why investing in Brazil makes good business sense. First of all, Brazil has created a welcoming environment for foreign investors with liberal economic policies that emphasize free market principles. The country has opened its doors wide for FDI. This means that as investors, you will find fewer barriers and more opportunities to establish and grow your businesses in Brazil. Secondly, Brazil boasts a highly diversified economy, ranging from agriculture to manufacturing to services. This diversity helps mitigate risks as you are not reliant on just one sector. For example, Brazil is a world leader in the production of oil, ethanol, soybeans, coffee, also automobile and aircraft. And this economy variety offers multiple avenues for investment. It also maintains a very friendly international relations, which facilitates smooth business operations as a member of Mercosur, the Southern Common Market. Brazil provides the access to regional markets for over 300 million people, enhancing your business's reach. And as I mentioned earlier, Brazil is the largest economy in Latin America, and despite all the global economic challenges, it continues to show resilience and growth potential. And now let's delve into some key economic indicators that underline Brazil's economic viability. First of all, as we see in this graph over here, there is the GDP growth annually for Brazil. The GDP growth rate is very essential indicator of economic health. As you can observe from the graph, Brazil GDP has experienced fluctuations, which is typical for an emerging market. However, the overall trend indicates recovery and potential for stable growth. It was from 2020 to 2024. Also for this one as well. So now we're gonna let you with my friend Mac, who's gonna finish the presentation. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shirapat Mitanatawan. For my part, it will be political and legal factors aspect in Brazil. So the first one, government structures. So Brazil has a federal president republic, which means the presidents of Brazil are both heads of state and also the heads of a government himself. The country has a strong commitment to a democratic principle, and its government continually to working on enhancing the regulatory environmental. This involves improving the transparency, efficiency, and also the overall ease of doing business, even if it's from inside the country or outside the countries. The next point is the FDI regulations. So, the foreign direct investments in Brazil, they have a generally wide open approach to the FDI, welcoming all investors from all over the world. However, there are specific regulations in certain sectors, such as healthcare, media, where the foreign ownership are restricted just a little bit or closely at the moment, but in the future they have a plan to open it up, and the government are still working on it to open more opportunities for the business, including the FDI. The next one is CSR initiative. The corporate social responsibility in Brazil, the government have been focusing on this as their main target for the sustainabilities, and the social interactions as well is in their interest. These initiatives are designed not only to improve the qualities of life of Brazilian people, but also align with the countries which meet to the global standards of the responsible business conduct. Next part is the corruption rate in Brazil. Well, Brazil faced the significant challenges in terms of corruptions. The report from the Transparency International in 2023, last year's corruption perceptions of Brazil, the score is at 36, which is considered high and highly corrupted. It was one of the disturbing issues in Brazil, and the impact of the corruption rate has an impact on both domestic and foreign investors in terms of trust and confidence in Brazil market. Even the government tried to manipulate or reducing these factors, but however, this problem cannot be fixed immediately. And next is Brazil has the strong rules of law. Despite the challenge with the corruptions, Brazil has maintained a strong rules of law, which is upheld by the combinations of institutional, legal, and social factors. The legal system is robust, and there are several mechanisms in the place to ensure justice and accountability. This strong rules of law is vital for maintaining stability and trust within the country's economic and political system. And another thing is Brazil is also, as my friends mentioned before, Brazil is also members of Mercosur. Brazil is actually the founding of this Mercosur memberships of Southern Common Market and its economic and political bloc, including Argentina, Uruguay, and more countries, which allow Brazil to have a free movement of selling goods and capital or services among the members of the states. As you can see in the this chart, the total energy supply of Brazil, including the oil and natural gases, is at highly raised number. It's like the most famous selling things in terms of energy in Brazil. And in conclusion, Brazil presents a complex yet dynamic environment for both domestic and international stakeholders. And the roles in Mercosur's government efforts to improve the regulatory landscape, openness to FDI, and they also have the commitments to CSR and adherence to the rule of law to contribute to all the unique position in the global game. However, addressing the persistent issue of corruption remains the key to unlocking the Brazil's full potential. And for the next part, culture, my friends will gonna present about its culture.
Hello everyone, my name is Farzin Ashraf. Here I'm presenting Brazil culture. So, in Brazil's culture is very African European culture, like celebrated worldwide. And Brazil have a colorful culture, samba music. Yeah, play dance like music, style. African traditional, and we have a carnival, like an annual massive celebration with costume music, and million of people try to like. And we have Selico, the national football team, like a football like a religion in Brazil, the national pride. And in fact of tourism, these cultural elements like youth tourism, for example, carnival, and Rio in about like over $6.7 billion in the last 4 years. Showing how Brazil boosted the economy.
I'm Razil and I'm doing the presentation for the Brazil's resources and the demographics. So I'm going to start now. Brazil is a huge country with a lot to offer. It's like a treasure of chest filled with natural riches and the growing population. like the natural resources. Like Brazil is sitting on a gold mine of natural resources. We are talking about the iron. It's mainly used for making the steels, and they have another few natural resources like oil and gases. Also, they are making the electricity by using dams, like the green.
My name is Raghav, and now I'm doing the risk and recommendations of doing business in Brazil, and how companies can address the risk to protect their investments. And Brazil, with its large and growing market, so the first risk is changes in government policies and economic volatility. So when it comes to this risk, the Brazil political and economic landscape can be quite unstable. So changes in the government policies or economic conditions can be impact business operations and affecting everything from the taxation or trade regulations. And the second one is complex bureaucracy and regulatory environment. When it comes to the bureaucracy, like the bureaucratic process in Brazil can be complicated and like time consuming. So the navigating the regulatory environment requires dealing with the multiple layers of government, which can like slow down business operation and increase the cost. And the third one is corruption. Like the corruption affect the integrity of business operations and financial transactions. When it comes to the corruption, it is like corruption can be undermine the integrity of business operations and financial transactions, and also it can lead to unfair competitions and also the additional costs. So making it harder to maintain transparent and ethical business practices. So to mitigate all the risks, like when it comes to the recommendations, we have the first recommendation is like the diversify investments across the different sectors and regions. So while explain this one, to reduce the risk of localized instability, spread our investment across the various sectors and geographic region within the Brazil, and also this approach helped to mitigate the impact of regional economic downturns or the political changes. And the second one is like develop and update the compliance plans, communicate with the regulators to understand the influences policies. So when come to that, the regulatory update of the compliance plans to ensure they align with the current regulations, and also the engage proactively with regulatory to stay informed about the protection policies changes and to influence them where possible. So this will help to manage the regulatory risk and effectively. And the last one is like the engage in industry initiatives and the alliances to combat corruption. So it is like join industry groups and alliances that focus on combating corruption, and this organization can provide support or best practices and advocate for the better regulatory practices, help to create a more level playing field. So altogether, I'm coming to the conclusion that the navigating Brazil market requires a strategic approach to manage the risk of policy changes and also the complex regulations and also the corruptions. Thank you.
Hello, it's Hajar again. I know you as investors, you are always on the lookout for opportunities that promise not only growth but also stability and long-term potential. So Brazil offers that, but not exactly that. By investing in Brazil, you are tapping into a market with immense resources, a growing economy, and a government that is increasingly committed to creating a business-friendly environment. Brazil is it's not just another country on the map, it's a strategic gateway to Latin America with the potential to yield substantial returns. We believe that your investments in Brazil will not only thrive, but also lead the way in shaping the future of global business. We invite you to be a part of this exciting journey and seize the opportunities that Brazil has to offer. Thank you for your